So this tutorial series on random process consists of study material which has been extracted from different textbooks and internet sources. Used for learning for ESL course meant under video, not for any other commercial purpose. Today we are going to start with a new module. The topic being random processes. Under random processes, we are going to learn about subtopics of ensemble of random process, PDF of random processes, independent random processes and their PDF, expectations of random process, stationarity, and correlation functions like autocorrelation function, cross correlation function, and addition and multiplication of these any two or more correlation functions. We are also going to focus ergodic random processes under this module. PSD or power spectral densities like Wiener-Khinchin, addition and multiplication of random processes, and cross spectral densities also will be seen, and linear systems, particularly output mean, cross correlation or autocorrelation of input and output is going to be also learned, and a few exercises with noise will also be performed at the end of this particular module. Mainly the references being the chapter 6 of Richard Williams has been used along with other internet sources. Now we'll go for introduction to the random process. What exactly is the random process here? So preferably in the communication system, the signal may be deterministic or non-deterministic, or we tell that deterministic means we can predict its behavior or the next value here, and also the statistics can be predicted. But in non-deterministic, that is random process, the values cannot be predicted in advance here. So therefore those will be random in nature, unpredictable in nature, and it will be defined by the probability distribution and the associated functions here. So most of the times the signal is non-deterministic in form, so therefore probabilistic models play an important role in the communication system and predicting the value of the signal here. So for example, here we are having thermal noise which is generated in electronic components, speech patterns of the humans, sequence of the bits which are present in a communication system, etc., to name a few of the random processes. The random variables can be a function of independent variables or time. For example, change in the weather patterns with the space as well as the time is one of the examples of that. So we'll go for the formal definition of a random process here. A collection or an ensemble of functions or the sequences with some specific probability assigned to each of these particular functions or sequences is called as a random process. Let us understand this. So we are having two types here. When the random variable is a function of one independent variable, say time t, then we call x of t is a random process of one dimension or only one independent variable here, or time t here. Likewise, we can also have a random process which can be a function of two or more independent variables. For two independent variables, we are having one with value of y, another with the value of time. So y comma t both represent the independent, that is variables, and z is a random process or random variable which is a function of these two independent random variables here. We can represent z of y of t is equal to f of y of t or z only along here. Now we'll focus on the next topic, that is ensemble of random process, which is very much important for us. The collection of all possible sample functions is known as ensemble here, as applied to the signal processing. So a collection of all possible sample functions is defined as an ensemble. Now what exactly is a sample function in the above definition here? Now a group of signals which are there. So you can observe this in the figure. We are having group of signals. This is signal number 1 horizontally on the top, and signal number 2, then signal number 3 in the row format here. All are plotted against a T. So these are independent signals here. Now when we take a portion of this, all possible noise recordings which are shown here in the graph. So this is noise number 1, noise number 2, noise number 3 here. A portion of the signals or noise signals which are recorded here can be taken here. So this is nothing but a sample function, because this function consists of so many samples which are random in value here. So therefore it's called as a sample function, and this is marked very clearly by x3 of t. So this is one sample function of the noise here. Likewise, in another noise recording, we are having x2 of t. This is another sample function. x1 of t is another sample function. So therefore this can be called as ensemble for noise recordings, that is collectively we can call it as x of t. The meaning here is x of t consists of that is x of t is a random process which consists of portions of the noise signal, that is x1 x1 of t comma next portion x2 of t of another random noise recording and another random noise recording, that is x3 of t. So therefore one random process can consist of the portions or sample functions extracted from multiple, that is random signals are recorded here. So therefore let x1 of t denote the recorded noise. As in this particular case above here, we can very clearly observe the portion of this noise there, and it represents a portion of one sample function of a noise, right? Likewise we can have x1 of t, then x2 of t, then x3 of t, and so on so thing until xn of t here for n number of samples here. So individually all of these things, x1 of t, x2 of 3, then x3 of t, are all sample functions. Hope it's clear now. Now the sample functions of a random process x of t. So x of t is a random process consisting of sample functions like x1 of t, x2 of t, x3 of t, and so on so things until xn of t here. So these can be these individual sample functions of random process can be continuous, discrete, or they are sampled, periodic, or transient in nature here. So having done with this, we can also have one more example here. This example gives the ensemble of a random process called as y, which is dependent on t, of recordings of sinusoidal signals with random phases. We can observe here this is y1 of t, y2 of t sample function, y3 of t, and so on so thing for sinusoidal one. So this portion which is in between the two vertical lines is taken as a sample function. All together y1 of t, y2 of t, and y3 of t form the collection of sample functions which we call it as single term as random process y of t in this particular example. Similarly, we can also for square pulses, I mean for the unsynchronized pulses also we can observe here z of t is that is a random process which consists of sample functions z1 of t, z2, z3, etc. So having understood with what is a sample function and how it is going to be defined for random process, we'll focus on the PDF or probability density functions of the random process. First case, we'll work with the univariate case. Therefore, there will be only one variable here. So assumption one is that the value of the sample function which is extracted from the or taken from the ensemble are similar in every way. So therefore, they are very similar to the values or phase or all characteristics of the signal, all are same at time instant equal to 0 here. So therefore, at that particular time instant 0, where all the sample functions are similar to each other, then the PDF can be defined as follows: fx of 0, that is t is equal to 0 here, of x is greater than or equal to 0. So it's always a positive value when x varies between minus to plus infinity. This is equation 1 way. Second assumption is that even the PDF is also defined or available for any other instant of the time apart from t is equal to 0 also. In that case also we can tell fx or PDF of the random variable, univariate random variable x, is defined at time instant t and it is always positive here. We can go for bivariate case. Now bivariate PDFs also exists for any pair of times t1 and t2. So therefore we are taking time instants in terms of two values, that is bivariate, so t1 and t2, and the PDFs can be written as follows here: f x of t1, this is random variable at time x at time instant t1, and random variable x at time instant 2, that is t2. So therefore bivariate, two random variables are there, x of t1 and x of t2. So therefore x1 of x2 is the observations, it's always positive. So joint PDF or bivariate PDF is also positive in nature when the observations x1 x2 vary between minus to plus infinity, right? So therefore the bivariate case can also be applied to the two random processes x of t and y of t. So instead of x and x here defined at time instants, now we are having totally two different random processes, that is x and then y here. X is defined at t1 and y is defined at t2 for this particular observation, and the lowercase x is associated with the first random variable, that is a random process, that is x, and y is associated with the second random process y here. So therefore the joint PDF of these two random processes also can be defined, and they are always greater than or equal to 0, positive and non-negative in nature when both x comma y are taken from minus plus infinity, where x comma y forms the pair of the values here. Now we can extend this bivariate PDF to multivariate density functions of order n. So therefore of order n we can also extend the above equation, that is equation number 3 to, or equation number 2 to, that is so many other variates here, that is multiple variates. So therefore The multiple variate PDF for density function is fx of t1. This is first random process. Then second one is x of t2. Third is x of t3 until x of tn. Associated with the x1, x2, x3, x until that is the xn number of the that is variables or random process. So therefore, this joint PDF also can be taken as equal to greater than equal to 0 here. When all these values or observations vary between -2 plus infinity randomly. So now, if we consider two separate random processes like x of t and y of t, and in this case, until this point, we have been separately, we have seen the discussion about this. Now, if we consider two random processes x of t and y of t jointly, that is simultaneously, then multivariate PDF can be written as follows: f of x of t1 until x of tn. Then this is for the first random process x of t above, so therefore everything in red color belongs to x of t, and whatever is written associated with y in blue color is everything is associated with the second random process y here. Therefore this is also multivariate PDF is also greater than or equal to 0, or it's positive in nature or non-negative in value here for all the values of both the x and as well as the y here, which independently may vary between -2 plus infinity. Now this is about the joint PDFs from univariate, bivariate, and that is a multivariate case for random processes. Now we'll try to see what happens with respect to if the random processes are independent of each other. Now by applying independence to multivariate random processes, as above we have discussed here, so we can easily write that for n is equal to 2 events, then the equation number 5, what we have seen here, this equation or the above equation here gets reduced to f of x of t1 first event, x of t2 second event, and their corresponding observations. This will be equal to the PDF of x of t1 and PDF of x of t2. Their product is there. So product of f of first random process PDF, that is first random process x of t1, its PDF is multiplied with the PDF of the second random process, that is x of t2 here. So this is equation number 6. You can extend it for n is equal to 3 events, so therefore you can see that x of t1, x of t2, x of t3 for 3 events. Likewise, the product will be involving of f of x t1, f x of t2, f x of t3 here for, so therefore the joint whatever PDF is there is equal to the product of individual PDFs, as we have learned in the previous concept here. So for n number of events also, the joint PDF can be equal to the product of individual PDFs for n number of random processes. So for two independent random processes, finally x of t and y of t, then we can write this PDF is equal to f x of t1, x of t2 until x of tn, then of along with that we are having y of t1 dash until y of tm dash, then the corresponding observations of x and y here. This is equal to, that is product of joint PDF, that is the f of x of t1 until tn. This is nothing but representing one single random process and its observations. This is whatever is red color after that is marked in red color for the f, followed by the entire term until the blue color belongs to the first PDF. And we have already learned that one random process consists of multiple random functions. So therefore our random processes consists of multiple random variables. So we can tell that f x of t is nothing but equal to the random process, its PDF, random process of x of t and random process, that is second random process y of t. Together we can represent it by the following equation, where right hand side consists of the product of the first PDF, the PDF of the first random process x of t, then second one in blue color you can see the PDF of the second random process, that is y of t here as represented by equation. So joint PDF of two independent random processes x and y can be written as equal to the, or obtained from the, by taking the product of individual PDFs of the random processes x and y respectively. And this concept can be extended for n number of random processes also. And this is it about the theory and the concept of the random processes and independence, and even in case of the joint, that is PDFs also.